Hey, I'm Noe Muhammad, and this is my channel, Knowing's Intentions. If you're new here, I am a holistic transformational coach, a passionate creative, wife, and a mom to 2 children that I'm homeschooling. And most of all, I am a spirit here having this human experience, and I am learning loads of lessons that I can't wait to share with you. Today, I'm back with a video about healing your body, and I promise you it's not what you think it is. We're going to go over 3 ways today that you can start healing your body naturally, and it's not all about what you're eating. That's a big part of it, but the major part of it is going to be these 3 things that I'm going to get ready to tell you right now. Let's get into it. So number 1 today is going to be all about changing your mindset. And this can start happening when we really start to think about reprogramming our subconscious mind. So what exactly is the subconscious mind? So our subconscious mind is going to be that area in our mind that is right beneath our conscious awareness, and it's going to have a lot of influence on our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviors. And it plays a major role in shaping your reactions and your habits. So this is going to be the way that we're going to change our mindset. We're going to start doing things totally different once we get into that subconscious mind and really start changing things around. So sometimes when you think about the subconscious mind and how it actually works, think about like when you're driving. And you probably have heard this example before, but when you're driving, you drive so much. You've probably been driving since you were a teenager. So if you're my age, I'm 50, you have probably been driving for years. So you're driving down the street. You get through maybe 3 or 4 lights, and you think to yourself, I hope those lights were green. And you think that because sometimes we'll get so deep in thought, so deep in daydreaming, we're forgetting what we do, but our subconscious mind is already programmed with how we drive, how we do it. It's already in there. It's stored in there, so it knows how to do it. So it's on automatic processing. So you don't have to do anything. Your subconscious mind is taking you wherever you need to go. It knows when to stop when the lights are red. You might not remember that consciously, but subconsciously, your mind is running and is doing exactly what it already knows how to do. So how it works is your subconscious mind works in the background, processing information, taking information in, storing it. You can have memories from childhood that is stored in your mind. You never lose anything that goes into your subconscious mind, stays there. So just remember that. That's why we really want to focus on reprogramming anything in that subconscious mind that we don't want to be there. So that might be something like fear, self-doubt, self-hatred, any feelings like that that we might have towards ourselves that we really want to reprogram and put those thoughts and those ideas in our mind that are going to benefit us and that are really going to help us to start living the life that we really want to live and become our most authentic best self. So I'm going to give you 1 way that you can start working on this now, but I'm going to do a full video just on reprogramming the subconscious mind. So I'm going to really go in depth on that video. So what I like to do is at nighttime, I like to make sure that right before I go to sleep, right before I get into that sleepy state and my eyes are shedding and I'm actually going into that first step of really going into my sleep mode, I like to really start thinking about things that I want to reprogram my subconscious mind with. So maybe I'm having doubts about, like for me, one of my things was really having doubts about getting on YouTube or speaking in front of people, not feeling like I'm prepared enough or that I have the ability to do it or that anybody wants to listen to me. So really dealing with self-worth issues. So for me, I would really, right before I go to sleep, I would really think about and imagine myself being in front of a crowd and being prepared and really doing a great job and making sure that the crowd was getting everything it needed from me and their response was really positive. So really putting in my mind that I'm doing this thing, I'm doing it very well, and that I am worthy of doing that and receiving a chance to do that and an opportunity to do that. So then I can start attracting these things into my life. Okay. So that is 1 way that you can reprogram your subconscious mind. Right before sleep, right before you get into that deep sleep, make sure that the last thoughts of your day are positive thoughts that are going to help you to really start reprogramming those things in your subconscious mind that you don't want to keep reliving or rethinking or ruminating over. Okay. There's also an amazing book that you can also get that's going to help you to really start reprogramming your subconscious mind. This book is amazing. It's an easy read. I've been reading it over and over again. I'm actually going to be doing a workshop that is going to be all about this book and how to reprogram the subconscious mind. So it's called Hidden Power, How to Unleash the Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And it's by James K. Van Fleet. And I'll leave a link in the notes below so you'll be able to go and get a copy of this book. Okay, let's go into number 2. So number 2 is going to be all about healing past traumas. So this is pretty major because a lot of what's in our subconscious mind is going to be things that happen to us in our past that maybe is a big trauma, maybe is a little trauma. So there's 2 different types of traumas that you might be dealing with. Sometimes it could be a big T trauma or it could be a little T trauma. If it's a big T trauma, it could be something major, like say you were in a major car accident and someone in the accident got really hurt or someone passed away, but it's something that was really major and really bad. Or say you experienced some really bad abuse in your early childhood growing up, and it's something that really stays with you, and of course something like that would. So that would be more of like a big T trauma. A small T trauma could be just something someone might say to you that sticks with you that might affect your self-esteem or your self-worth. So maybe someone, like I remember when I was younger, this is so funny, but I had a cousin and I was getting my hair done, and as you can see, my forehead is a little on the big side, which I'm perfectly fine with because you see I have my hair pulled back. But my cousin was there with me while I was getting my hair done, and my stylist suggested maybe, oh, would you like to get some bangs or try some bangs? And my cousin was like, yeah, because with that forehead, you really need to get some bangs. And I'm like, dang. So me being like a 12-year-old, maybe I was 13, that really stuck with me. So from that point on, I was always so self-conscious about my forehead, and maybe I should wear bangs. Should I wear bangs? Maybe I shouldn't. I was so self-conscious about that. So I did. I wore bangs for a long time, and I didn't get my self-confidence back until I got older. And I think I saw someone, I can't even remember who it was, but it was someone else. It was like a celebrity or a model or something, and they had a big forehead, and they had their hair pulled back in a ponytail. And I was just like, if she can do it, so can I. So those are the types of small T traumas that could actually stick with you. And if you don't find that confidence in that area, it might stick with you for a long time in your life and trail you until adulthood, and you really feel bad about certain parts of yourself. So really, healing is going to be a lot about going and really going back into those areas of your life where you feel like you might have experienced some things that weren't all that good, or that could have been some type of a trauma, and that you've been holding on and maybe suppressing those feelings and not really dealing with them. So a big part of healing, a big part of being able to show up as our best selves, as our most authentic self, is going to be able to go back and deal with those traumas and those issues. And you could do that with a therapist, a coach. There's so many different ways you could deal with it. You can deal with it in meditation, journaling. So there are so many ways that you could definitely take care of that trauma to where it's not showing up in your life on a daily basis. Because sometimes we don't even realize that we're reacting because of things that have happened in our past. So that word that everybody's using, we're being triggered. So someone can say something to you, but they don't even realize that they're triggering you from a past trauma that you might have experienced. Because I know some people can have traumas. I know I have had some traumas that I've had where I relive them over and over and over again. I had a horrible experience with buying a house. My first house that I ever bought, and it ended up being a bad deal, and I lost money. I ended up losing the house, and I just constantly relived that in my mind every day for probably 2 years, 3 years or something, because I was so angry about it, angry at the person, but even more angry at myself for trusting someone and not doing my due diligence and really doing the research and finding out if I was doing the right thing, consulting with my family just to make sure I was doing the right thing. I was really young and I was doing this and I just wanted to do it. So I relived that in my mind. And I know it was a big part of me getting sick when I had the autoimmune system condition, because I was constantly reliving it. And the crazy part about it is every time I relived it in my mind and I thought about it, I could feel in my body, like my body reacting to it. So that's how you know the mind-body connection is so real, and that it could be so deep, because I was feeling it. Every time I would think about that and I would get angry and I would get mad over and over again, I could feel that in my body, getting a headache, my stomach would hurt. I could just feel the tension in my body, the stress in my body. So remember, when we have these pent up traumas, these pent up thoughts in our head that we're constantly reliving, remember, our mind doesn't know the difference between a present day thought or a present day incident and a past incident. So if we're constantly reliving something that happened to us that was really tragic or really bad, or something that was really stressful in our lives, and we're constantly reliving it every day, our body is reliving it too. So that is how we eventually end up causing our body to have a dis-ease. Okay, so we end up having some type of dis-ease in the body, some type of illness in the body, something the body can only take so much to where it's going to start breaking down. We're going to start breaking our immune system down. Every time you're stressing, every time you're having a lot of fear going on, a lot of anxiety, your immune system is going lower and lower. So then you're more susceptible to catching a virus, or you're more susceptible to having something go wrong in your body that might cause some type of dis-ease. Okay, so it's so important that we really learn about how we can deal with those different traumas. So like I said, you can get a therapist, you can get a coach, you can, if you don't have the ability to do that right now, you can start journaling, reflecting. There will be a worksheet that's going to be in the link below, so you'll be able to go to it, and it's really going to help you with kind of deep diving into these 3 different areas, so you can really start learning how to deal with these things and get rid of those ruminating thoughts that you might be having, and you can actually start learning how to reprogram your subconscious mind. So I'll make sure we have that link below. On to the third thing. Number 3 is going to be all about finding what your purpose is. Really finding out what lights you up, what makes you feel good. So finding my purpose was a major part for me in my life. Closing my salon was a major part of that. I knew that it was time for me to move on and to start doing something different. I did hair for probably like 30 years. I had owned this particular salon for about 11 years. It was wonderful. It was great, very successful business, but it was definitely time for me to move on, and I knew that. So when the pandemic came, that was just a grand opportunity for me to close my salon and to do something different. And it wasn't easy. It was totally hard. It was very, very hard. It took some time, but I knew those lessons that I learned in that process would only benefit me and help me to help someone else. So me really having that lived experience of, changing my life in like midlife. So I was probably like 45 when I closed my salon, and it was really scary because it was like, okay, I was at that time finishing up my coaching certification, so I wasn't actually certified yet, but I was just like, okay, this is serious. What am I going to do to financially take care of myself? Of course, I have my husband and I can lean on him, but I still, want to be able to bring in some income of my own. So for me, it was very hard because I was then so used to being so independent, but it really helped me also to learn to reach out and to be okay with knowing that you can get help from other people, which is so important. So finding my purpose, closing the salon, knowing that I wanted to do something that had to do with coaching or teaching, because that was something I was really passionate about, even when I owned the salon, helping my stylists and teaching them and coaching them in hairstyling, customer service, and how to start your own business and everything. I really loved doing that and just helping people, period, being of service. So I knew a big part of my purpose was that. I just wasn't really sure in what area I wanted to work in. But going through my illness and going through the autoimmune system condition, I knew that I wanted to help someone that might have experienced something that I had experienced, as far as why did I get sick, how I got better, what methods I used, what worked for me. And I wanted to really be able to share that with other people. So that was a big part of my purpose. I mean, I used a couple of other things. I found out what my Chiron code was in astrology, and that really helped me out a lot. I'll talk about that in another video because that's a whole nother video. But that really helped me out a lot. Deep meditations really helped me out a lot. Asking in my meditations, like, God, what am I here for? Who am I here to serve? How can I serve? What is my purpose? What should I be doing? And those things came to me in my meditation. So really taking the time to get quiet and be still is going to be one of the major ways that you can start really communicating with yourself, your higher self, and going in and speaking with God and really getting those answers that you need to what could I be adding to my life? What purpose, what ways can I be adding more authenticity and more things that light me up? So your purpose doesn't have to be your job. It doesn't have to be the way that you monetize or that you make money. So it might be you still have your job. You love your job. You love what you're doing right now. You love your career, but you still feel like there's something else that you should be doing. There's something else. You just feel like this might not be as fulfilling and you want something else. So ask God what that might be in your meditation, in your prayers, but just get quiet and still enough so you can hear those answers. So those are the 3 things that I'll be sharing today. I'm going to dive deeper into the subconscious mind and how this can actually help you to really heal and to become your best, most authentic self and start living an amazing life. So make sure that you stay tuned in. Make sure you share this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And like I said, if you feel like this video can help someone else, definitely share this with them. I would truly appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings.